With our program.
I may need to make notes.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I just want to let some folks get to their seats before we start our program. Good morning. What a beautiful day for a joyous occasion to celebrate the innovation and the leadership of a remarkable woman, a congresswoman who brought to us this facility and many more like it in Southern California. Before we get started today, I would like to welcome up to the stage our vice chair of our board and also the chair of our facility naming committee, Director Michael Camacho. So Vice Chair Camacho, could you please join me on the stage for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Thank you all. And if you could please put your hand over your heart and pledge to the greatest flag in the greatest country in the world. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all very much. Absolutely.
Thank you, Vice Chair Camacho. I'm going to just give you a quick overview of our program today. As you will note, there are a number of folks in attendance, and we're delighted to have you all here today. In addition, we're going to go through and hear from some very special leaders and friends of our Congresswoman. Then at the end of the program, we'll have a couple announcements, and then we'll move for the unveiling behind us here, and we'll have some photographs. So hopefully you'll be here for the entire ceremony. And before we get any further into the ceremony, I would like to acknowledge some people who are in attendance today. In addition to those who are on our schedule to speak, we have Anthony Falcon, who is the field representative for Congresswoman Katie Porter, over in the corner there. Thank you for joining us. State Senator Bob Archuleta is here in front. Welcome. Assemblywoman Lisa Calderon is here. She's been a champion for us as well. I don't see her yet, but she's supposed to be here. At the local level, we have Three Valleys board member Mike T. Mike. And also Jody Roberto from the Three Valleys board. From the city of Compton, Mayor Emma Sharif. And from the Water Replenishment District, Rob Catherman. I see you somewhere. I know there are other members here who are going to be recognized later in our program, and if I miss you, please wave. Vera Robles from WRD's board is here as well. Welcome. There she is. Thank you. Thank you for joining us this morning. They're seating over here, everybody, so you don't have to crowd too much on that side if you'd like to come join us over here on my left. Before we get started also with the rest of the program, I would like to say that there are two representatives who were not able to be here today, but they did want to acknowledge this special occasion, and that is Congresswoman Waters. And Congresswoman Waters has a certificate for you, Congresswoman, to recognize you in this honor, as does Congresswoman Judy Chu. So both of them sent certificates to celebrate this special occasion today. And they're voting, so they're where they need to be, and you're where you need to be. Thank you. Okay, without further ado, I'd like to bring up General Manager Adel Haj Khalil to welcome and introduce our program today. General Manager.
Good morning. What a beautiful day. I think the day is even better by the reason that we're here. It's a great day. And on behalf of Metropolitan Water District of Southern California, welcome. Welcome to this momentous occasion. This is a proud day for all of us, for Metropolitan and for me personally, as we honor a great leader, Congresswoman Grace Napolitano. As sometimes I refer to her as the water queen, and she'll always be a water queen. I want to just ask, I know we have a lot of board members from Metropolitan and other places, but I want to just ask you all, if you love water, stand up. If you love community, standing up, keep standing up. If you love community, raise your hand. And if you love the Congresswoman, raise both hands. Oh, there you go. This is really what's all about. It's about commitment to resiliency, sustainability, the future of our community, the future of our kids, the future of the children we have. And we can't do it alone. We only can do it together. And the person that really have taught us the lesson about how we work together, how we collaborate, is the Congresswoman. Congresswoman Napolitano, and we brought this especially for you. Even they're supporting you here. The timing was just perfect. I know we got it. But she, it's enough. Just call him. It's gone. Yes, it's good. Yeah. Throughout her dedicated career, and many of us been to her office, been to her and worked with her, she's about getting stuff done. When you meet with her and ask her a question or ask for help, she'll get on the phone and call. I don't know how many times I've been in her office with Chair Ortega and others, and I say something about either the Army Corps of Engineers or the Bureau of Reclamation, and all of a sudden she's on the phone with Camille Tuta. And I was like, let me call Camille and get on the phone. Because she's about action. She's about action. It's about getting people connected, about getting people working together. And that's what we need, right? We need that ability to work together, collaborate, because with this climate change that we're facing, the climate adaptation we're facing, the things that we need to take care of, the people that need us every single day, we need to do it together. And we can't ask for somebody, a champion of this. I mean, we learned a lot from you. We learned a lot from how you were tough, but also how you cared. You have a big heart, but also you had a big hammer. So we appreciate you. Your efforts and your advocacy, tireless advocacy, help us secure many things. Legislations, federal funding for programs, making sure that we have reasonable regulations to help us get stuff done, to enhance water quality, to enhance storage, to promote sustainable use. You did that. Your dedication to addressing water scarcity in the face of climate change, especially here in Southern California, but across the whole United States and the South, were just critical, Southwest. You left a positive impact on the region's residents and ecosystems. Not only will this Grace F. Napolitano Pure Water Southern California Innovation Center revolutionize in the way we think about water, it will, like the Congresswoman, it will inspire the next generation of citizens, innovators, and leaders to take that path, to continue serving, to continue innovating, to continue providing safe water for everyone with no one left behind. The Innovation Center will host hundreds of tours in the years to come, facilitating continued education for the community, and furthering the ongoing outreach efforts. The Grace F. Napolitano Innovation Center symbolizes a brighter and more sustainable future for our region. The journey ahead will not only be without obstacles, but every drop of water we save, every breakthrough we achieve, every lesson we learn in this center will have a ripple effect that will transform all of us, transform our region, transform our landscape, and make us resilient for the future. We have dedicated ourselves in Metropolitan with our partners here, with everyone here. We have federal partners, we have local partners. Rob here from Daly County Sanitation District. I know many of the member agency managers across the region. Many of our leaders in the state are here. Many of our leaders across the state and the region are here. Together, we have dedicated ourselves to finding solutions to the most complex water issues, but we only can do it alone. And we will do that with unwavering commitment to sustainability, equity, environmental stewardship. This is the Napolitano way, and we are committed to doing it. We're going to commit to continuing that effort because we owe it to our children and grandchildren. And we owe it to everyone. Together, we are writing a story of resilience, innovation, and hope in the face of this climate whiplash. I have no doubt the best is yet to come because of our collaborative efforts and the partnerships we are building together. Congresswoman Napolitano, you have set the path for us to do that. On behalf of 19 million Southern Californians, we thank you and we salute you. We appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Well, now that you've met the general manager, who you probably already knew, I'll say that I'm Dee Zink. I'm Assistant General Manager over External Affairs for Metropolitan, and I work for Adel Hajj-Khalil. And it's a pleasure to be your MC today. Congresswoman, somebody else arrived with a certificate for you, and so I wanted you to be aware that Assemblymember Mike Gibson, who probably has somebody here in the audience, I apologize, I don't know who dropped this off, but thank you for joining us today. So this is another certificate for you, and we'll make sure that we get all these to your folks. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, with that, what I'd like to do is then invite up Robert Ferrante, the General Manager for the Los Angeles County Sanitation Districts. Thank you.
Thank you, Dee. On behalf of the Sanitation District's directors and staff, I'd like to welcome you all to the A.K. Warren Water Resource Facility. You may have thought you were at the Joint Water Pollution Control Plant, but we have a new name here too, and it really speaks to our future. I'm honored to help recognize Congresswoman Napolitano's contributions to water in this region. As some of you may know, she started her political career as a member of the Norwalk City Council and served as mayor. And during this time, she also served as a sanitation district's director. Two districts, she was on two districts at that time. And that's where we got introduced to her, and we really started a friendship that has really grown over the years. And I would like to recognize Jim Stahl and Grace Hyde, our former chief engineers. They worked very closely with her, and they got those evening phone calls from Washington and conference calls with her. And I was always amazed when I got the call because it was 6 o'clock or so my time, so it was 9 o'clock, and she was still working in Washington. She set a very high example for us all. But since that time of being on our board, she's been a great friend to the districts. As a result of her leadership, we know that billions with a B of dollars have been authorized and appropriated for water and wastewater agencies. And over the years, a generous share of that money has been used here locally by a number of our agencies, including the districts, and really demonstrating the important work we do with respect to water. And especially now, I mean, it's appropriate. I see the One Water pin that Adele has. We truly are one water, and the collaboration that the Congresswoman encourages is really alive today in our efforts. One little thing that I really want to point out about the Congresswoman is that she has always encouraged us to tell our story, especially to youth. And years ago, she encouraged her chief engineer at that time to have an annual event around Earth Day to get the message out to the local community. And we embraced that idea, and we've been doing it now for close to 20 years. And a key component of our Earth Day, which we get about roughly 2,000 people come to that event, but a big component of that is touring our water recycling facility and our solid waste materials recovering facilities. And when we have people sign up for those, they always sell out. And we have a waiting list, and that is through the Congresswoman's leadership that we've developed that program. And so many people look forward now to that Earth Day event. And it's not just the idea she comes up with. She also, no matter, we want to thank her for the idea, but more importantly, we want to thank her because year in, year out, no matter what was going on politically or in life, she would be there for that event, and she would walk through that event, and she would speak to the community. So we really appreciated that as staff, and it really demonstrated the priority she put behind what she was recommending for us. So on behalf of the Los Angeles County Sanitation Districts, I want to thank you for your dedicated public service, your outstanding leadership on water and environmental issues, and your recognition that water and sanitation are essential public services that must be prioritized. Thank you, Congresswoman. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Robert. So there are many people who the Congresswoman picks up the phone and calls, but I would venture a guess not as many as Major Mark Toy. Those of you who know Mark Toy locally might know that he is the new general manager over at the Yorba Linda Water District. But before he had that esteemed position, he was also the major general or general over the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. And that's a frequent call from the Congresswoman to make sure that we're getting things done. And so I would like to read his bio. I won't do it today because we're going to move forward, but I want you to know this is a man with many medals. He served his country, has done a remarkable job, and it's a pleasure to have you in our local water community. Welcome.
So when I was up just sitting at my seat, I thought about 2010 when I was a colonel. I'd just taken over the Army Corps of Engineers, and I went to my first event for the Congressman. It was her first Academy Day that she was holding. And that's where we look at high school seniors, and we bring there, and I go there to talk to them. And so being back to California, I miscalculated the traffic, as many of us forget. So I was late, ladies and gentlemen. So I come into the building, and the event has already started. And she's so gracious as always. And you remember this, ma'am. So I got up there, and so what does the Army guy do when you're late? You do push-ups. And so I did. I did push-ups right in front of her, and the kids were just in horror that was happening. But ma'am, I've never been late to your event since then, right? So I just want to tell you that. So Congressman Napolitano, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's such an honor for me to be here to represent the U.S. Army and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Chairman Ortega, sir, thank you for the opportunity to provide some introductory remarks in honor of Representative Grace Napolitano. I have my Army guidance for the remarks. I want you all to know the 3 Bs. Be brief, be inspirational, and I'll try, and promptly be seated. The opportunity to say something nice about my adopted mother is something that I don't take lightly because, you see, I have had the honor of knowing our Grace for many years. And this is not the first time that I've had the opportunity to say something nice about her at an event. However, during those moments, every time I start to say something nice about her, she cuts me off. Because this is the type of humble leader we are all gathered here to celebrate. So it is with joy that I say to you, ma'am, that you're going to have to let me have my 2 to 3 minutes singing your praises, and hopefully you won't cut me off because I respectfully request my time to talk about you. See, she's already cutting it. You know, in life, ladies and gentlemen, there are things that you have to do, right? You have to do it. There are things that you want to do because you want to do it, but you just don't have time. And then there are things that you get to do. And for me, personally, this is a get to moment. Adele already talked about it. How many times have you been in a meeting with our beloved Grace, and in the middle of the meeting, she whips out her phone, starts dialing, and has someone else join the conversation? Happened to me many times. For me, ma'am, I've learned so many things about you, but most importantly, I've learned from you the power of connection, because that is what you do best. You bring people together for a common cause, whether it's veterans, mental health, or water. You are an integrator, and you've taught me that nothing is impossible if we all come together with the proper mindset for a common purpose. Through conversation, and most importantly, a positive mindset, anything is possible. And you want to make us work harder for you. Because I remember as a colonel, she used to always ask me about the dam safety modification study. And you know, in the Corps, now that I'm retired, I can say this, it takes a long time sometimes. And then I'd go see her again. I know the first thing that they'd ask me, and I'd pull my staff together. And I'd say, somebody has got to tell me something good about Whittier Narrows Dam, because she's going to ask me the question. And sure enough, she does. And then we get it done. But that's how things happen. You have to be relentless. But she does it in a way that you don't want to disappoint her. So you work harder. And don't we all want leaders like that in our life? And so that's why we're here today. For a common cause. And as I speak in this moment, I know what's going through your mind now, ma'am. You're thinking, who else needs to know? Not about this event today, the dedication in your honor, but about the water challenges facing Southern California. And I hope your staff took away your phone, because I know you're thinking, where is it? Because I want somebody to call, but you can't call anybody, ma'am, because we're all here right now, okay? Just want you to know. So for 13 years that I've known you, first as a colonel in the Corps, up until my retirement as a major general, as my daughter likes to say, general population now, you have simply been my inspiration. And if there's anyone who lives the Army motto, be all you can be, it's you. For no longer that I've known you, you have been the champion for the water community, and you have done more to contribute to the national dialogue about water than anyone in the country. So I applaud Chairman Ortega and the Metropolitan Water District for dedicating this innovation center in honor of our very own Representative Grace F. Napolitano. So here's to you, Mom. Army strong, Grace strong, and as water professionals, let us be all we can be. Thank you.
Thank you, General Toy. That was wonderful. Many of you know that the Congresswoman uplifts people, uplifts many people in their careers. But I would also want to add that she particularly reaches in for women, because women haven't always been in leadership roles. And the next speaker is someone that she not only had a part in her career, but is one of the reasons, I would say, maybe some wind underneath somebody's wings. So I'd like to welcome Commissioner Camille Touton to make a few remarks.
Good morning. What a beautiful day in Southern California. Thank you to the Metropolitan Water District of Southern California for the invitation to join you today. Thank you, Chairman, and to the board, and to celebrate Congresswoman Grace F. Napolitano. It's an honor to acknowledge the legacy of an individual who has impacted me personally and professionally, and it's been so profound that has left an indelible mark on water issues and on people. I will also share that I've been on both sides of those phone calls. I've been in the room as her staff. I've been on the other side on the call when she's not happy with me about what the Bureau of Reclamation may or may not be doing. I'm Camille Kalimlim Touton. I'm the Commissioner of the United States Bureau of Reclamation. I am here first and foremost as a friend of Grace Napolitano and a product of your belief in people, ma'am. Congresswoman Napolitano has been among the nation's strongest and most effective advocates for securing clean, sustainable water supply for our nation. So it's fitting that this demonstration facility will now carry her name. Representative Napolitano once said that without water, we have nothing. We have no health, no business, no planet, no future. And I would say without the Congresswoman, our nation would not have some of the most impactful bipartisan legislation on water, environmental, transportation, and mental health issues. And over the past 37 years, she has selflessly dedicated herself to making life better, not only for her California constituents, but for the entire nation. And after 21 years with the Ford Motor Company, while raising 5 children, she then served into public service as a councilwoman, a mayor, a leader in the California State Assembly, and where I met her, in the United States House of Representatives, where she has served for 13 terms. And during her time in Congress, Representative Napolitano has been among the nation's strongest advocates for clean, sustainable water supply. She has fought for increasing water recycling, improved water conservation, and environmental protections for our water. And it was an absolute privilege to be able to join her last year and to stand with her to announce $310 million in water recycling Title 16 projects, 25 projects, 20 of which were in California. And her vision doesn't just stop at water policy. Her vision also includes people. So naming the Advanced Pure Water Demonstration Facility in your honor is a recognition of your contributions. It's meaningful and well-deserved, but having worked with you for so long, and I know you as I do, I can venture to say that you're humbled by this recognition. It has been my good fortune and life's greatest blessings to have you as a friend, as a mentor, as a role model throughout my professional career. And among the key lessons that I've taken from you is that our service to others should be done without want of recognition and without desire of accolades. It should be done with the purest of intentions, with sincere desire to better the lives of others and to leave the world a better place for the future. And you've also taught me that we have to celebrate the good. And you, Graciela Flores Napolitano, are as good as it gets. That has been the essence of the 37 years you dedicated to public service. It's the reason we're here today, dedicating the Grace F. Napolitano Pure Water Southern California Innovation Center and what might ultimately become the largest water recycling plant in the nation. I am proud that your lifetime of work will always be remembered at this plant, that your legacy will continue in those you've mentored, General Toy, Chairman Ortega, myself, as those people, and that we know a world, that my Sophie Graciela knows a world with you in it. And we are all better for it. I am grateful for you, and I'm so proud to be a part of this day. Congratulations, ma'am, and thank you to the Metropolitan Board.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Commissioner Touton. And now it is my pleasure and my honor to introduce the chairman of our board, the chair of our board, Don Ortega Jr., who has a long relationship with the Congresswoman. I heard her described as a mentor. I know she's been much more than that, maybe even a tia or someone, extension of a family there. So I do want to say that it's a pleasure to have you here to do this honor today, and I welcome you to the stage now. Thank you.
Thank you, Dee. I would like to begin by noting the people responsible for envisioning the reason for this gathering in honor of our great friend, Congresswoman Grace Napolitano. I'd like to introduce the chair of the facility's naming ad hoc committee, Board Vice Chair Michael Camacho. Please stand up. He's from the Inland Empire Utilities Agency. We have Tana McCoy from the city of Compton. Where are you, Director McCoy? Right over there. Thank you. I don't think Director Juan Garza was able to make it, but he certainly deserves recognition as part of the committee. We have Director Gloria Cordero on the front row here, who's a member of the ad hoc committee from Long Beach. And we have Director Tony Fellow from the Upper San Gabriel Valley Municipal Water District. Thank you, Tony. Now, for this to happen, the board had to vote for it. And so I need to acknowledge, I think, my colleagues that are also here, including Larry Dick from MODOC, Carl Seckel. We have, I think Cynthia Kurtz was expected here from Pasadena. I don't know if she made it. John Morris from San Marino. John, thank you. Miguel Luna from the city of Los Angeles. Tracy Quinn from the city of Los Angeles. She's right up here. Marty Miller, who came all the way from San Diego, from the San Diego County Water Authority. Thank you for making the effort. I think we saw Dennis Erdman a little while ago. I think he's still here. Dennis, thank you. He's right over there. And then we also have other luminaries from the Metropolitan family from throughout the years, including Ron Gastelum, our former general manager. Ron, you're here. Thank you. And we have former board member Chris Fromm here as well. Thank you for coming. By this point in the program, we have heard from the general manager. We heard from Robert at the sanitation districts, Commissioner Touton, and General Toy for today about the Congresswoman's accomplishments and virtues. I'd like to introduce the Congresswoman by presenting my own personal perspective about our 30-year friendship. Our paths have crossed in various roles we have each had in public policy, most of it related to assuring adequate water supplies for the residents of Southern California. Starting in 1994, when she was in the State Assembly and I was starting out at Central Basin Municipal Water District, it included my reliance on her calling people that were key to agreeing to use recycled water in Southeast LA County. And it's because of her that places like Rose Hill Cemetery, the Metropolitan Hospital, and the list goes on, are currently serving recycled water. No task is too small for her in accomplishing her goals. As a new member of Congress in 2000, with me working at MWD, road trips to Moab, Utah about uranium tailings near the Colorado River, and field hearings on the Colorado River QSA became the norm. In more recent years, her span of interest and my required knowledge included issues faced by her congressional colleagues in other states, like late last year when we helped her friend deal with issues resulting from wildfires in New Mexico involving sediments in the watershed, which is something we have a lot of experience with in Southern California. What can universally be said about Congresswoman Napolitano is that she is the ultimate connector of people and creator of solutions. While she has announced her retirement, she is not done yet with the year to go. So just imagine her, the needle, and us, the thread. Even now, she is banding us together to address our challenges as we adapt to climate change, to foster interdependence between regions to solve long-standing challenges in the Northern California Bay Delta and the Colorado River Basin, to expand water recycling across the state, as well as its growing application through potable reuse, to increase water conservation in homes and businesses, and to develop water career training programs, ensuring that we have the future workforce that we need. This Center for Innovation in the Science of Water can only have one name because it is about collaboration, sustainability for nature and people, economic opportunity, and no name sums up these things better in water than that of Congresswoman Grace Napolitano. Please welcome Congresswoman Grace Napolitano.
Thank you. Thank you, Adan. It is a great pleasure. I have a lot of scripts, so get ready. I enjoyed all the speeches, somewhat long. You can just, well, let's just say I'm glad to be here. But Adele, it was nice of you to mention the partnerships because that's what we work on all the time. And Roberto, where are you, Ferrante? It's a pleasure dropping by and catching you by surprise sometimes to talk about what issues you have in the sanitation. They're issues that we all concerned with. But Colonel May, General Toy, he's my other adopted child. And you got to know that when I first went to the Army Corps of Engineers office, he was being guarded by two gentlemen, and he was shorter. And I thought, oh, I wonder who that is. And he looked like a teenager. I said, that's the new director, new commander, and he has been a wonderful person. I've been to all his ascensions except one, and I'm glad you're with us. Camille, how can I say Camille? Where are you? She is a spark plug, and I'm glad she is with the Bureau of Reclamation because she's changing things that we all need, coming from the perspective. But what I find more interesting is that she just had a child. How old is the baby now? Sofia Graciela. She named after me. Thank you. But you need to know that this lady brought to me the issue of the tribals, the Native American tribes that needed water and were not getting their fair share. So she instructed me on it, and I said, go for it. And she got 6 tribes to get water agreements back then, which is unheard of. Thank you, Camille. Adan, it really is a pleasure working with you because you're a go-getter, and I know you, and I know where to get you. But to Chairman Ortega, General Manager Hagi Khalil, General Manager Ferrante, General Manager Toy, Bureau of Reclamation Commissioner Tuton, distinguished board members, public agency officials, friends, family, and my great family. And I'd like to introduce you to them. There are citizens here. There's Edward, Mike, Cynthia, my daughter-in-law Norma, and my son Fred. They're here to acknowledge this great honor you're adding of my name to Pure Water Southern California Innovation Center, a magnificent achievement for California and for the nation. This truly exemplifies my work and passion to refocus Western water policy into innovative, cost-effective, and sustainable water projects such as water recycling, and to build consensus across the nation for the value it represents. During my 25 years, be 26 next year, in Congress, I've made water issues one of my top priorities, and as the chair of 2 primary water subcommittees in the House of Representatives. Before being elected to Congress, I served 6 years in the State Assembly. Prior to that, I was on Norwalk City Council, where, as you heard, I served on 2 districts, on the LA County Sanitation District, and where I really cut my teeth in water. And it became apparent that we need to have a voice because at the time it was, Jim, if you remember, EPA wanted to, the Montrose chemical, and they wanted to add any, well, Montrose chemical, the DT plant was doing outfall contamination, and they wanted to have the cities bear the brunt of expenses of the cleanup. And I said, wait a minute, the sanitation is the cleanup. So we were able to get EPA to recognize it and not charge the cities. Otherwise, each city would have to pay out of their own pocket to pay for the cleanup, which was unreal. This just gives me an idea, but my time in public office has affirmed the importance of water. In sanitation, Jim Stahl was my general manager then. Thank you, Jim. I learned about recycled water, contamination, recharge, conservation, solid waste recycling, and other interesting functions. Through the years, my priority has been securing and increasing funding new programs to support local communities and water agencies, and looking forward towards a sustainable future for all people. We are in a new era for water management, one that requires we address the challenges in a fair and equitable manner through service, through engineering, science, good water policy, and leadership. And I have to tell you, I have had in my career in Congress a couple of gentlemen that have been very instrumental in advising me. One was a former employee and the engineer and the scientist, but they're always talking to me about the changes in water across the nation. And that is Dave Wagner and David Wyman. Water supplies across the U.S. and globally have increased strengths for climate change, droughts, growing population throughout the past decades. In many locations, we now see that available water supply cannot meet the growing and need and demand. Water supplies are finite. Mother Nature has not provided for new additional resources, and supplies are not often dependable. We need to explore ways to expand our water to be resilient to the challenges of water change, climate change rather. As we work to explore new ways to expand our water portfolio and safeguard our local communities from water shortages and drought, we have to continue to concentrate and elevate water recycling infrastructure policy in Congress. So be sure you let your elected officials know. Water recycling is a cost-effective, if not the most cost-effective, water supply opportunity that will help us address drought and climate change faster, cheaper, and more effectively. Although some view water recycling as an expanding and innovative industry, it has been proven for many, many years. The Los Angeles County Sanitation District started recycling water over 50 years ago. Today, they recycle 135 million gallons every day by treating wastewater, naturally filtering it through soil, and recharging our groundwater basins for our local water supply. They have created a water bridge to improve the water security for our LA community. I really believe California water agencies are leading the nation in investing and implementing water recycling. Central Valley water agencies use recycled waters to provide irrigation for agriculture. Farmers are using their agricultural runoff and they're recycling it. Urban water agencies use recycled water to replenish groundwater basins, and our coastal agencies are recycling to prevent seawater intrusion into coastal aquifers. The U.S. government historically funded traditional water projects of dams and aqueducts. These projects are of the middle 20th century, like Hoover Dam, Glen Canyon, and Lake Shasta and California Aqueduct require enormous funding before one drop of water is realized, and it's taken decades to realize the water delivery. Let's see, I think I lost my place. Okay. My colleagues and I recognized early on the historic projects were not meeting the 21st century increasing demand for water. We began a program known as U.S. Bureau of Reclamation's Title 16 Water Recycling Program to authorize and fund local and smaller regional water projects, specifically water recycling. The amount for 17 Western states at the time, back then, was 17 million for 7 states. Up and running in less than 2 years, Title 16 has created over 50 water recycling projects across the United States with approximately $4 billion invested. These projects provide over 1.5 million acre feet of water supply annually. I can remember talking to Aqua in Washington some maybe 7 years ago, and we were asking them to raise the amount from 17 million to 50 million. Well, still was not enough, not nearly enough. Well, now we have a lot more money than that. Thank you. Why do recycling and reuse water projects make sense? They can and do create usable water supplies, not in decades, but in a matter of months. The permitting process is shorter, the footprint of impacts is smaller, and the level of treatment can be tailored to the specific need of the user. Recognizing the needs for the growing demand, U.S. water agencies have scaled local projects up to develop larger regional recycling projects. The Pure Water Project is a shining example of what a partnership between local water agencies like Metropolitan Water District of Southern California and the Southern Sanitation District of Los Angeles County can accomplish. This will produce up to 150 million gallons of water daily when completed and provide purified water for up to 15 million people. When online, this will be one of the largest water reuse programs in the world, operable in 5 to 9 years. What also makes this project special is the partnership involved, which not only include water agencies in Southern California, but also agencies in Arizona and Nevada. This project to improve local water supplies can reduce our reliance on the struggling, drying up Colorado River and gives us the opportunity to trade water with other states that are dependent on the Colorado River. This represents an opportunity for 3 states in Colorado Basin to improve their water supply reliability through a single project, transforming how water is managed across state lines and become a model of future interstate partnerships. The cities of San Diego, Los Angeles, and San Jose also have multi-million-dollar recycling water projects under development, and Los Angeles specifically committed to recycling 100% of its wastewater by 2035. To support these water recycling mega projects, the Metropolitan Water District requested I create a provision in bipartisan infrastructure law that provides $450 million for a new program that focuses on large-scale water recycling projects. This program authorizes funding for projects that provide multiple benefits for drought-stricken states and communities, reduce water diversions from imperiled ecosystems, and advance multi-state water management plans. One of the aspects of the water reuse that I am most proud of is that we're working with our president to ensure that the new water reuse development will go towards helping communities of people that need good quality of water now. These communities that have historically been disenfranchised due to race, economic conditions, or location, they have been left out of major water development programs. We must commit to provide clean and affordable water to all people, not just ones who have political power or large financial resources. Water stability and droughts will affect us all for years to come. Ensuring water security for our communities requires collaboration between all. I'm incredibly grateful for the leadership of our many water agency board members and staff that are here today and throughout Southern California who have been at the forefront of this water recycling innovation. These accomplishments we have achieved in the United States Congress are because of the information and advice that the local officials have given us on what federal programs to create and how to cut through the red tape to improve them. Thank you to the public officials here and throughout our community for everything you do day in and day out, delivering affordable and clean water to our residents and businesses. Many people I want to thank specifically is from the past is Jim Stahl, Adan Ortega, Joe Heave, my chief of staff who couldn't be here, Daniel Chum, my former chief of staff who went through this early on, Morgan, Leonard, my water staff in Washington, Dave Wagner, Dave Wyman, and my family, Fred, Ed, Mike, Cynthia, and Norma are here. So many others. There's too many of you to thank. I have lots of friends in the audience. It's good to see everybody. Thank you so very much for this great honor. Words not enough to say thank you. I don't deserve it. Keep those ideas coming. I have 1 year to go, and we have work to do. God bless you. Thank you.
That was great. Really great. That was great.
Thank you, Sam.
Well, thank you, Congresswoman. That was wonderful. And of course, we want to honor you, and you want to honor innovation and new recycling projects and getting things done. And that is so you. Thank you so much. We have a few different items that we want to make sure that we cover today, including the unveiling, which will occur behind us in just a minute. But before that, I want to say that there are many leaders in this room, and we're so glad and so privileged that you took time to spend with us. But I also want to recognize the VIPs on the staff of the Metropolitan Water District and the LA County Sanitation Districts who work on this project and have helped bring it to fruition. And there are many here today who are here to honor you for your support. So thank you, everyone here. I also want to let folks know that we will have a series of photographs, and so we have this a little bit organized. So if you'll follow the direction when we go over for the unveiling, we'd appreciate it so that we can make sure we get certain photographs taken, and then I'm sure there will be a free-for-all over at our Step and Repeat because everybody's going to want a photo today. I want to thank the Metropolitan staff who helped put this event together today. You saw them when you came in, whether they were flagging you in or working at the registration or greeting you or helping you to your seat. Many, many people behind the scenes holding a camera, filming us today. Thank you all for your work to make this event so successful. And after we have our photographs in the unveiling, we will make folks available if the media would like to do any interviews. And our press officer, Rebecca Kimmich, is here somewhere in the back. So I'm sure there she is. It's right in the middle of the back. So with that, I would like to invite you, Congresswoman and Chair Ortega, to go over to the unveiling behind us. And Commissioner Tucson, if you would go over as well. And then everybody else join, but we want them to go in the front. And I'm looking for my... And I will be counting down when we get everybody in place. So Metropolitan staff, if you could please make sure that everybody's in the right place, and then I will start our countdown. Guests, please come join us over for the unveiling. Hold your scissors until I give you the countdown, please. We want everybody in place and all the cameras ready before we do this. So just a minute, please. We have a lot of people trying to come in to see, so give them a minute, please. Folks around the stage, please be careful and watch out for the curbs. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Congratulations, Congresswoman Napolitano, and welcome everyone to the Grace F. Napolitano Pure Water Southern California Innovation Center. That concludes our program.